Happy New Year's, Texans fans. We back. Happy New Year's, guys. I want to welcome everybody back to the Ryl Texans Talk. I am your host, Darryl Blastoff, man, and we rolling into 2025, man. Let's get this dub today, 12 p.m. Texans take on the 3-13 Titans, 9-7. The Houston Texans are. Uh, it's gonna be a good game that I think we should win. I think the Titans should lay it down, and I'll give my reasons why today. Want to know how everybody doing, man. Want to know how everybody's holiday was. Uh, you know, and how did you bring in the New Year, man? Did you pop fireworks? Did you eat? I mean, I'm sure we all did all of that. A lot of us, majority of us in the country. Uh, it was a good reprieve after what happened that 3-game stretch we just had, and especially that Christmas Day game, which could have been quite arguably the worst game in Houston Texans history. But hey, it's a new year. Uh, I think CJ even said it at his press conference last week, earlier this week. Hey, we going into the playoffs 0-0, and it's no time to fret and be scared and uh, you know doubt us or ridicule us. Say, hey, we ain't got this, and hey, we ain't got that. This is it's a time to celebrate, man. We be back in the playoffs, and anything is capable, anything is possible. Rolling into these playoffs, man. You know, we're gonna talk today about some good things. It ain't gonna be too long of a show, um, but I did want to just make sure I tap in before the game kicked off today. Um, and give my little insight, and hopefully can hear from some of you guys. If you guys up this morning, it is kind of early. I think it's around 9:30. Uh, and hey, we here, baby. We're here. You know, first round, wild card weekend, home game. I'll be in the house. Uh, Try to put up some footage. Something from the game. A lot of times when I'm at the games, any different. Yeah, man, I want to know how you guys are feeling rolling into 2025, facing a lowly Titans team that I don't know if they are that damn hard up to beat us coming out of their camp, coming out of their, out of their press. Sounds like the players are playing for Amy Adams and they wearing them damn Oiler uniforms again. And I say let's beat that damn uniform up off of them. God, every time they put that joke on, we're gonna tear them up. And the thing about it is, we're tearing them up in their home. And it's a couple of reasons. It's a confusing thing for me today if they try to win. Currently, the Titans are positioned at number 2 in the draft. Uh, you know, Position. So in the 2025 draft this year, they're at number 2. If they win today, they could fall all the way uh, to 8th, and looking like seems like they may need a quarterback. Seems like they may need a quarterback. Will Levis, man, he ain't been playing. I don't know if he was injured, but I know he's benched. I know Mason Rudolph is getting the nod today to start, and that's one of the things that pisses a lot of us off is that Will Levis was able to come in here into our home stadium and beat us on our home turf. Will ain't done much of anything this year, man. I think Will is. Let me see. I got some stats here. Will 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions on the year. I believe he got 2 of those touchdowns against us in our own home field against this top tier defense, borderline elite. I want to say elite. We got to see. They gave an excuse of. I mean, and it is a valid excuse that those guys were tired during the 3-game stretch. Those are 3 tough games. You don't get much tougher than the Miami Dolphins, back to back the Kansas City Chiefs, back to back the Baltimore Ravens. don't get much tougher than that. Um, it was a good season. We're 9-7 currently right now. The best we can do is match our record from last year going into the playoffs. One of the positives though is that we already know that we're in. I'm excited. Um, I've been hearing good reports. Uh, even Joe Mixon had a press conference a couple of days ago where he was speaking about how highly he thought of Dionte Johnson and what he thinks that he's going to bring to this offense based off of what he's been seeing at practice. And, that that key player there, if he can add that element of what Tank Dell brought in, I think we got a good valid chance. We got a good solid chance. Um, if he can be 80% of what Tank Dell is, 90%, which I believe that guy is a talented, very talented player with a very similar skill set to Tank Dell. He just hadn't had much chance to show it for whatever other reasons or whatever other teams he's bounced around on. At the Titans, man, they coming in. Texas are coming in a 1.5 point underdog. Titans are favored by 1.5. Why would the Titans want to win this game? Only them would be just this stupid enough to win this game, man. They obviously need top talent. They got a chance at Cam Ward or uh, Travis Hunter. I doubt they mess this up. But hey, stranger things have happened, and we know firsthand. That's how we ended up with C.J. Stroud, because stranger things have happened, and we were just crazy enough to, you know, win that game against the Indianapolis Colts that put us from first to second, and you know, guys are now trying to argue that I've seen some media. I think Teddy Bruschi was saying that you know, he thinks CJ ain't got it. He was just overhyped and whatever, and they starting to boost up. I seen some rankings the other day where they had CJ like 28th on the QBR ranking list, and I think it was NFL list if I'm not mistaken. It could have been some other list, but they had Bryce Young boosted all the way up to 11, which I thought was crazy. I thought that was crazy, man. First of all, you know, a lot of these guys, I know Teddy Bruschi and a lot of these other guys are starting to doubt, but there's context to everything. Now that everybody's crowning Jaden Daniels, and make no mistake about it, that young man has a similar rookie season. Arguably, it's very debatable. Has he had a better rookie season, CJ? Rookie season, and I would argue to say, hey, man, that guy, I could see him becoming rookie of the year this year. I could definitely see him becoming rookie of the year this year. He's deserved it, playing out of his mind. But I had some stats I had jotted down here to compare because it is debatable. I had some stats to compare. We had so far, Jaden Daniels has 25 touchdowns. It's all in 16 games. 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,500 yards on the season. He was sacked 43 times with 101.2 QBR rating so far in this season. That's in 16 games. If I'm not mistaken, CJ played 15 games last year. He had 4,100 yards passing, 23 touchdowns. So that's 2 less touchdowns at this point, and five interceptions, which is what's confusing for us today, because now as CJ has 12 interceptions on this season, 19 touchdowns. So his numbers are down, but there's some key things that I want to go in. Last year, CJ was sacked 38 times. He was sacked 38 times, which compared to now, he was sacked 52 times this year. That makes a difference. So you're close to doubling. You're close to doubling. Uh, you're taking about 30 to 40% more sacks on the season this year, and you're expecting to put up those kind of numbers. Your head's in the space where you know you trust your offensive line, and you're taking damn near almost twice as many sacks this year. Uh, but you know, Dayton, he's been sacked, excuse me, 43 times this season. So that this if you're putting this shit in context, we got to go back and say that uh, you know the offensive line is very important. The battles of these games are won in the trenches. Juice Scruggs is back, and since Shaq Mason is out, uh, you know they're going to go ahead and move Juice Scruggs over to right guard. Let's see how this combination works. Let's see how this combination works because Juice at center wasn't doing as well uh, as we thought he would be doing, but they moving him over to right guard. Maybe he can. Maybe he can. You know, do better than what he's been doing. Um, and I would venture to say again, last game against the Ravens, that offensive line surprisingly was giving CJ a considerable amount of time. I was surprised. I'm pretty sure that if you were watching that game and you keep up with this offensive line and the time, CJ hardly any time this season has had very little time in the pocket to make his reads and throw. He's always been rushed, and that's how he's carried himself throughout the season. And it showed up in that Ravens game when he was, uh, you know, missing throws, overthrowing guys uncharacteristically. So, and it's been uncharacteristic missed throws all season. And we spoke on this last episode, man. Shout out to all the people that tapped in last episode, man. We're trying to get to 250 subscribers, man. We're getting close there. We picked up 10 subscribers last episode, man. That's much love. We had some commentary. I appreciate the commentary that was left behind. That means a lot. I responded to everyone, and we had a good chat, good conversation within the show. We were chatting back and forth, man, and that's what this is about, man. This is about Texans fans of like-minded and fans and ops. You op, you don't like Texas, you hate the Texans. Put it in the comments. Let us know, man. We here to debate you, dude. Ain't no haters here. It's all love, man. It's NFL time. It's the fun time, the best time of the year for a lot of us. This football season, we live, breathe, and eat this football, man, and we love this football. So if you got something to say, man, tap in, man. Let's keep this thing going, man. This is a fun thing, a fun time, fun season. Shout out to Blastoff Transport, man. Uh, yeah, but either way, getting back into the meat and potatoes of this game. We 1.5 underdogs. I believe that's a joke. Don't take the Titans, man. If I were you, I would not take the Titans. I'd take the Texans for the dub, man. Excuse me. We're not gonna cover that. Um, you know, they had the number 2 pick. Why would you blow that when you got Travis Hunter, you got Cam Ward, you got Jalen Milroe coming out, you've got all of these talented players that they need, and they may be looking at their QB room and thinking like, hey, we do need a generational player to keep up with what we have going on, you know, because them guys, a 3-13 season, they sure are poised to make some noise. But Amy Adams is hey man, she hard up to beat the Texans, man. Her and Hannah McNair, they really don't like each other. They really don't like each other. The owner of the Texans, Hannah McNair, Mrs. McNair, the co-owner, they really don't like each other. And it's been catty. It's been back and forth between those two since I can recall. And this is gonna be a good game, but I expect the the ball will be turned over a lot. Mason Rudolph coming into the game, he's 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So for every touchdown he throwing, he giving the ball away. And I believe that the line is everybody's going to get a warm up. The question is, are the starters going to play? As of right now, 9:45. I haven't been able to confirm that. I haven't seen anything. I think they are going to play a little bit. Like I seen some comments last night. Look at how the Ravens, their final game of the season, which they did have something to play for. They had to lock up that third seed. I think that maybe, if I'm not mistaken, the 10-6 Steelers could have came in there and took over. Maybe took the spot, because I think they got a head-to-head against the Ravens. So the Ravens did have something to play for. I do believe that we should play the starters a little bit. I mean, we're going into the playoffs, man. You don't want to. We see what rest does for us. We see what rest did for Laramie and whatnot, and skipping practices and skipping camps and whatnot. And shout out to Laramie, made the Pro Bowl. And that's another topic we can tap on. Laramie made the Pro Bowl. Joe Mixon made the Pro Bowl. I think Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter are alternates. CJ's an alternate. Jimmy Ward made the Pro Bowl. I think Kaimi's an alternate, or he made the Pro Bowl. A lot of guys made it and a lot of guys didn't. It's debatable about, Kamari Lassiter and Kalen Bullock, man, because those guys were arguably defensive rookies of the year, co-defensive rookies of the year, with the way they played, the way they created turnovers, the way they consistently make plays and, are always around the ball. Kalen himself, I know, has saved a couple of games by his effort and not giving up and making the play. So shout out to those guys, man. Shout out to to the ones that made it and to the ones that are alternatives and to the ones that didn't make it. But today I expect the Texans to win handily. I think the defense will get in and make life miserable and wake up, because that's what's been carrying us the whole time. Hopefully now is the time for Bobby to go ahead. If you have been having you a secret playbook, Bobby, had a secret playbook, now is the time for you to open that motherfucker up. Use my language. And now is the time for you to open the playbook up. Throw a little something here or there, but we going into these playoffs, we're gonna have to have the experience from last year to be able to pull off the victory this year. We're gonna have to use, because we may have to come into those Ravens again. We don't even know who we're playing in the first round, because the Steelers dropped that game against the Bengals last night. It was crazy. They had a chance to win. They lost 19-17, with a chance to go ahead and get the score, but Hendrickson and those guys made life hell on Russell Wilson, and their pressure at the last minute. They were able to, congratulations to those guys, man. They were able to turn up the pressure and make the plays, and keep the Steelers out of field goal range. And so now we don't know if we're going to play the Steelers or the Chargers. I want to know, who would you guys rather play? You guys think that we have a better chance at? I've been seeing a lot of on X. I've been seeing a lot of polls, and it seems like the majority of us want to go against the Steelers, and I can see why. After last night, they got a crazy D-line that can create pressure, and they even gave Joe Burrow a scare. And shout out to the Bengals. I think they have a chance. I think their season is based off of the way these games are won and lost these next few days. Whoever, you know how that goes. It wasn't a win and end thing with them. They're waiting on. They're hoping for help to be able to get into the playoffs. But I can see why uh, most of the fans and me too were looking for the Steelers. Steelers last year was a was a coming out party for CJ, and they're beatable. George Pickens, man, that guy dropped so many key passes last night. Could have put them in position, and the Bengals just made the plays when the Steelers didn't. It was actually a good game. Um, Chargers, if the Chargers lose today, Steelers, we play the Steelers. If the Chargers win today, uh, I believe that next Saturday we'll be playing the Chargers. And one thing about Jim Harbaugh, Jim, he has his teams ready. But again, man, we are a close knit, tight knit group. We are chemistry is great on the team. The team morale seems to be great. I mean, hey, we in the playoffs. They just want to get in. Sounds like we in now. The fun begins. Now it's time to play real chess and break out that secret playbook that they got to be, Bobby. We can't believe you got to go ahead and have everybody like, oh, there you go, Bobby. There you go. That's the Bobby we remember from last year. Creative, um, because the play calling this year, let's be honest, got Tank Dell hurt. That Kansas City game, the boys was dropping like flies, but that route where those two players were in the same area, that got him hurt. Uh, let's hope this O line is all gonna live. This game is gonna live in these playoffs. Gonna live and die through. Are gonna live and die through uh, the offensive line. The way the offensive line goes is the way that this game is gonna go. Excuse me, these playoffs. Today's game, let's get that game. I would rather go in, playoffs 10 and what is it, 10-6, uh, 10-7, 10-7, than 9-8. But in the playoffs, let's break out what we have, uh, if we have it. All guns on deck. Let's get our best. And I believe these guys are gonna bring their best, man. It's playoff time. They got rest. They've been well rested. They had an extended, mini bye week, by playing those games like that. And so they should be well rested. And I'm interested in seeing, what we're gonna have to do today. Return and shout out to Azeez, man. The guy's returning today. Against the guy, the team whose media scrum had the last say on if he was able to have to maintain that 3-game suspension. So if he sees the field day, which I really am very positive that we'll see Azeez Al Shaair, because he's been out the game for 3 games, so he's gonna need some action. I think, hey man, go crazy, bro. Whatever that guy's name was, I forgot his name. Whatever his name is, that made that final decision. I don't know why he was able to. Somebody from the Titans, of course. But you can't do nothing about it now, bro. He back. Nothing about it now. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can badmouth the guy. The guy stated that he almost his mind went to a dark place, and he almost wanted to retire. He went through a dark time, unable to speak to the team, because when you suspended, you can't have any contact with the team. The guy his mental went through a dark place, and he was to the point to where he almost wanted to retire. So, I mean, hey guys, if you thinking like me, if that was me, I'm giving them everything I got. Hey, Will Levis may have to come back into the game. That guy had a abysmal season to be the starting quarterback, where he's benched. I guess he's benched. 1,900 passing yards on the season. 11 games he's played. 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And they, like I say, 2 of them I believe he got against us when he came in. So let's stick it back to those guys. Let's stick it to Amy. Whether they trying to lose or not, hey, it's hard to put that uniform on and to put that kind of show on in front of your city. I'm banking that if I'm the fans, I don't want to win this game. Let's get our draft stock. Let's get us a good player. You got some great players coming into the league. Some generational talents. Cam Ward, I won't say is one of them. Travis Hunter is one of them. One of those guys ain't going. You know, you can only one could be picked, I believe. Or you know what though, some kind of way, I believe the Patriots have the top pick, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they have the first two picks. Or I've heard a scenario where they have the first two picks. So then, you know, who knows what they do there? I doubt they getting the quarterback. So they got Drake May, and he's been doing pretty well for his rookie season. Um, and one thing, man, I got to do is shout out to Lamar Jackson, man. The dude made history. Uh, Dude, first QB threw for over 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, 800 rushing yards, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, it's 600 is even history. Uh, Congratulations, man. That dude is looking like MVP again, man. 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And this guy's special. He just doesn't have the big ring, man. Has he surpassed Michael Vick? I want to know what y'all think. Has Lamar Jackson passed Michael Vick? Do you think that Lamar Jackson has passed Michael Vick up in legendary status already? I think so. I'll venture to think so. Shout out to Henry Toa, man. Happy birthday to that young man. Dude is a special young man. Happy birthday to him. Henry, man, special player. He's turned on. He's grown in his role. I think he's one of the NFL's leading tacklers, for sure the team's leading tacklers. Always in good position. We developed some good linebackers here, man. Linebackers are looking good. Happy birthday to that young man. Nico, man. We're just waiting on you guys to break out the big guns. Um, today is a day that we can go ahead and get us feeling good going into, even though it's the Titans, we still want to win. We still can roll into next weekend feeling let's see some positive takeaways. I think Joe Mixon's gonna have a big game today. They stopped him last time, but I think Joe Mixon goes for 100 and a touchdown. If he plays, if he plays, some of these, if he plays the full game, I think these guys should play. But I think Joe Mixon should get some rest. I'm saying that I think he should play, but I forget that it is still a meaningless game. So being real about the situation, he may not play at all, if a half a game or whatever, if they feel like they seen enough from him. Because you don't want to risk injury, man. We're going to need all hands on deck. We can't take any more blows to the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. Maybe we get to see more Damian Pierce today, man. Maybe they get him warmed up to see what he's looking like going into the playoffs. Because he hasn't had many opportunities, if at all. I think if I want to say maybe it's been a running back by committee behind Joe. Uh, Darray, know, Damien, and the others. So I, now Damien is been one of our best return guys, but you know we'll see, man, how they run the starters today. We'll reconvene, man. Um, after the game, maybe Monday or sometime maybe tomorrow or tonight. Just depends. Being real, how I'm feeling. Man, Texans take on Titans today at 12 p.m. Um, they're currently they're currently 1.5 point underdogs. uh, to a 3-13 team. And I think a lot of that has to do as well as they don't feel as though we're gonna play everybody. But just put let's play some good defense. Let's get some turnovers. Get these guys warmed up. Let's stick it to the Titans for putting on our uniforms. They need to make some kind of bet to where they return those uniforms to Houston. But the way the Adams are, man, they don't. Hey, man, they don't seem to take the high road a lot. That's not their deal. Um, but hey, yeah, man, I want to see CJ whatever limited time he does come out there. If he comes out there at all, I want to see him. First of all, I want to see the line give him enough time, and then I want to see what he does with the time. Are we gonna get that offensive rookie of the year uh, formatted CJ back? Is he gonna be able to make the throws that he needs to make and hit them in stride, like I was saying last episode, instead of rushing the throw and then the guys are having to dive for the catch instead of hitting them in stride where they can just keep beautiful ball, touch, pass, boom. So let's go out of here with more than 19 touchdowns. Hopefully, he can get 21 before the half. He can get 21 touchdowns and no interceptions. He gonna take his break. Okay, we've seen enough. We got you ready and warmed up for next Saturday. So, man, again, man, I'm Darryl, your host, Darryl Blastoff. I thank you, man, to everybody, man, that continuously taps in, shows love, and helped me get to 250. Uh, we were there. We picked up 10 subs last week, man, and that made me feel awesome, man. And the conversation that was had um, in the chat, man, it was great, man. Leave a comment, man. If I don't get you here, if we don't see you here, we always come back and we'll double back and tap in with you. When we get a chance to see your when you put your message down, we'll tap in with you as soon as we get the opportunity. And again, man, just like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on X at Blastoff underscore ENT on X. Blastoff underscore entertainment on Instagram. And, email us at info@blastoffent.com. Hey, man, reach out. Show love, man. Subscribe, like. We thank you for following, man, and watching, man, and giving us your time because you could be doing anything else right now. But you're here with another like-minded fan, tapped in, you know. Let's get these Titans, man. Let's get our revenge. Let's beat them in their own house like they beat us. I know this game is pretty meaningless on some aspects, but in a lot of aspects, fans want to see a dub. We want to get a dub. We want to come out of there feeling good. We don't want to go to the next Saturday saying, oh, this guy didn't make plays or this guy got injured or this. And, no, that's not the way to go into the playoffs. So I believe that they will be going for a win, man. They're going to really want to win this game for the simple fact of you don't go into the playoffs. You already been stumbling, and then you stumble even worse against a 3-13 team, non-playoff team, bottom of the barrel team, picking high in the draft. You don't want to go into the playoffs like that, or you wasting your time. Why even go into the playoffs at that point? Or you might as well stay home, wasting people's time. But again, man, I'm your host, Darryl Blastoff. We appreciate you for tapping in with us here on the Ryl Texans Talk, man. Until next time, man, we appreciate you. Y'all have a blessed day. Happy New Year's, everybody. Peace out.